Okay, so for this assignment, I'm going to go ahead and show you what to do as far as lighting and object choices. So I had this old lunch pail, and I thought it would be kind of cool. And then I looked at it, and it's not very interesting for a picture. So then I looked inside of it, and it has this old doll that was my mom's inside. So I thought that would be kind of an interesting picture, and it looks like she is laying on some plastic, and it's sort of mysterious looking. And if you look at it without the light, it's not that interesting. But once you get a little flashlight, and I have this little flashlight, once you get a little flashlight and start playing with the light, you can see that that object can get definitely more interesting. So the plastic is a little distracting. The little box can be sort of distracting. So be careful with your composition on this. So I'm going to go in and get closer, and then I'm going to take my light and move it around and see how I want this to look. That looks kind of flat, the lighting, but if I move at an angle, the lighting gets much more dramatic. So if I choose that lighting, it's a little more dramatic. It has a little bit more story to it, and I would go ahead and try that picture. Now, some of the things in the background can be distracting, so you could just take them out if they're too distracting. So if I don't like this thing in the background, and that's what the picture looks like without any light to it, I can find some other object to put into the picture. So I have this really interesting piece of bark that I found outside, so I'm going to try that. So I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to put this kind of textural, it adds texture, right? So I'm going to add this texture to the image. It's a little bit much, but it breaks it up a little. It kind of makes more sense than the plastic. It breaks up this whole design here a little bit, breaks it in half. And then if we put her back in, and carefully put her back in, oops, sorry. And I'm having trouble getting her to stay. If we put her back in, fix her dress. Okay, you can see that now that plastic is, we'll get rid of that. The plastic is more missing from the picture, and it's not as distracting. So whenever you have something in the picture that's distracting, just take it out and try it without it. So now if I go in, I can still see some of the plastic. I can play around with this. I could take the plastic out, but for my purposes right now, I don't really have time, and I like the reflection of the plastic a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn my light back on and see what kind of drama I can get in this picture. So the thing you got to be careful with is flare. Do you see that? That's the light hitting across the lens, and you want to make sure you don't have that. So back up and then move your light around until it's telling the story that you want it to. So if you want it to be kind of eerie, you'll want to skim the face, right? Like that. So that's my shot, and really play with your image and move things around. Make sure you have it the way you want it. I would probably make this black and white, by the way. All right, thanks, and good luck with your object.